Okay, we're here with Quik Leonard, the captain for the Magic and also the scoring champion for the league. The Magic just defeated the Nets 87-66 by scoring 57 points in the first half versus 40 points by the Nets. Now Quik, you scored 15 points in the first half and Clifton Bowle scored 14. But also, I want to put all the stats ahead of you. 7 players scored in the first half for the Magic versus 5 players for the Nets. So now give me your assessment of the game and what was your plan and how did you execute?
Well, I approach every game the same, and that plan usually means run. Being a coming off an injury, I'm still not quite in the form, but I'm getting there. And my players are not quite in shape, but if I keep pushing and pushing, they'll follow. And as long as we running, we get a lot of possessions. And with a lot of possessions, we get more opportunity to score the basket. And once my guys in flow and we get in transition bucket, we're gonna be hard to stop. As far as their points, one guy we can live with. Hughes, he got too many points, more than I wanted him to have, and I made it my business that I was going to guard him the second half. Unfortunately, he fouled out and didn't make it too long. But once we shut him down, they really didn't have an answer for us, and it was quite easy to guard them.
Okay, now in the second half, you all scored 30 points, so you dropped from 57 to 30 points, which was a 20 points shortfall. And they scored 26 points. What happened in the second half with you all dropping from 57 to 30? Was it the defense from the Nets? Was it you all pulling back the reins to see where you are? What happened in the second half?
Well, a lot of times in the second half, if the score is kind of out of hand, I go to the bench a lot, and of course I don't try to do as much for it's a long season to try to prevent any unnecessary injuries by staying on a game that's out of hand or out of reach. So we use the bench to get the guys a little bit more playing time, because sometimes they not able to get in the game when it's close. So that's the perfect time to get them in. So we not really focused on putting up a whole lot of points as long as we're stopping them. So if we're holding them at bay, we don't have a problem with not putting up as many points in the second half.
So are you happy with where the Magic is right now?
The Magic is looking pretty good. We have a new addition, which is going to help us once he get in the rhythm. But defense, I'm always stressing defense. If I can get by without playing any zone this year, that's what I do. So I love playing man-to-man because it speeds the game up for me, because that zone kind of slows things down. So if I'm able to play man-to-man defense, then I'm in pretty good shape.
So all of your players, do you have the players where you need them, or the players understanding their position and what they bring to the team? Are they functioning the way you want them to?
Well, for the most part, we have the same core guys, so they kind of understand how it goes. And the new addition, we played with them in another league, so it's not that hard to get everybody on the same page. Of course, it will take a few games. We're not there yet, but we coming.
Well, is there anything else you would like to add concerning this game?
Well, it was a game of running. We ran good, and I like what I saw. And Moody, who usually kind of passive, he played real aggressive. So if I can get him to stay aggressive like that, we'll definitely be a force.
Well, I agree with you. Moody scored 14 points in the first half, and he scored 6 points in the second half for a total of 20 points. You scored a total of 26 points. But there were so many players scoring. I mean, it was just a successful game for you all, and I think you all did an excellent job.
Right, and honestly, if my players are hitting shots or making their layups, because I draw so much attention, we'll be up in the points a lot. Because if I'm drawing a double team, somebody's always open. I have no problem passing it.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best in your success. Also, with recovering from your injury.
Thank you.
I'm glad to see you back on the basketball court.
Appreciate it. I'm glad to be back.
Okay. Well, I appreciate everything.
Yes, sir.